everybody. I'm Linda Jansen, and this is would have been my 40th year on staff. I'm from Burton. I was the president of my Kayette club when I was in high school. And with me today is...
I'm Kim Oatney, and this would have been my 40th year on staff. I guess we're counting it, yeah. And I am a music teacher here at Valley Heights. Actually, I just retired. I've been teaching here 38 years. So it feels really weird because of the COVID thing, retiring and not seeing kiddos. But anyway, so I went to school, high school at Concordia High School, and I was a president, vice president, the song leader, you know, things like that. So I had a wonderful sponsor at Concordia. So that's who I am.
Yeah. And today we're going to try to go through some things about celebrating and appreciating people and showing recognition to people, and give you some whys and whens and hows to do that, so that you can do that in your club, because we think it's very important that you celebrate everything. Even if it's a little thing, you still need to celebrate it. So like I said, we're going to do some why you should celebrate and show appreciation and recognize the people that are helping you, when and how. And hopefully it'll give you some ideas and get the wheels turning so you can do things at your school. So to start with, we're going to talk about why you should celebrate and show appreciation and recognize people. And to do that, it shows that you've accomplished something. You've done something in your club and that it went well. Or you know what, even if it didn't go well, you should still celebrate something. And whether it's a big celebration or a little celebration, or the whole group or individual people, it's just important to celebrate anything that you do.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's great PR. You know, getting the word out that K's get things done and you accomplish things. And so, and you want to say thank you. Saying thank you and appreciating it's very, very powerful. You want to, it motivates everybody. It boosts your self-esteem, and it shows that all your hard work pays off.
Yeah. And I'm very old school. I still like going to we still have a mailbox at the post office, and I love getting those paper cards. I do. I'm old school. And I know the younger staff, when I write cards to them, you know, they email all the stuff or they send it by a fax or whatever. I do the paper thing and fold it up, put it in an envelope, and I mail it to them. And I know the younger staff have gone, I got mail. So those little thank you cards mean so much. And they're so different from an email thank you or a text thank you. They're just very, very powerful. So don't forget about those paper thank yous, and just a pat on the back even too. Thank you for a job well done. Because like I said, it makes people feel important, and you need to make sure you include everyone, parents, because a lot of things wouldn't happen without those parents, and teachers, and the administration, and the custodians, and the cooks. It takes everybody to get things done, and you've got to make sure that you say thank you or nice job, or we appreciate you so much to everybody. And when you show recognition, it motivates others. I mean, if you've been told thank you and wow, they really liked what I did, are you more willing to help again? Sure, you are. Yeah, you want to help again. So that makes people become more involved.
And just knowing that you're going to have a party or something, it makes you look forward to your successes. It gives you a kind of a sense of closure, and completion to what you just did. And like Linda said, even if it's small gestures, just but it just builds everybody's confidence. And I wanted to piggyback a little bit on Linda. I have saved every handwritten thing I've ever gotten from any student. It's all in a big box in my basement.
Oh, they're mine. They're in a box.
I used to keep them on the refrigerator. Jim says, enough. So,
mine are all from 4-year-olds because I teach preschool. But I have a box, and on almost every picture I've ever gotten, every thank you, it's in that box.
it's precious. Oh, well, we read those all the time, and you don't know how much that means to teachers. Yeah, it's really good. Okay.
You know, one big thing about celebrating and showing appreciation and recognizing people, it's fun.
It is.
I mean, it is so much fun to try to pull off a surprise on somebody, or to see their face when you are singling them out to say thank you. You cannot show appreciation without feeling something yourself.
Oh yeah.
So what you're passing on to someone else, you're getting from it too. So it's a double whammy, and it just sends things on. So it's important to celebrate. Yay! You need to celebrate. Okay, Kimmy, let's go on to win.
Win. Always. Always. You don't even have to wait till the end. You know, if you have a small success in the middle of your big project, I mean, celebrate that and then appreciate the people that helped you get to that point. So it doesn't even have to be one big thing at the end. Just always celebrate each other. Every event, whether it's big or little, just small successes.
One thing we always had a Christmas dance that the KSKY had to put on, or didn't have to. They get to do that. And you know, if all the Christmas lights came on the first time you plugged them in, celebrate. That's a big thing. You know, we don't have to go buy more lights or figure out what's wrong. So it's little things like that. Just celebrate and have a good time.
Oh, definitely.
I'm reading my notes here, Kim.
I know.
I think you always need to decide how you want to celebrate. Think about what you're celebrating, and how is an appropriate way. You know, if your sponsor's retiring, you might want to celebrate one way. If you're recognizing high school seniors, you might want to do it another way. But I think, like Kimmy said, it's very important that you do celebrate, and it doesn't matter how big it is. It could be little things like a round of applause for everybody. Okay, you know, some candy high fives or something. Maybe you've got, I think there's a Take 5 candy bar. Maybe you're holding one and everybody's, Take 5. Anyway, just little things. They can even be corny things. But
that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah. Corn. Yeah, you can celebrate corn.
Cornier the better.
That's right. You know, really, when it comes to celebrating, the goofier it is, sometimes it's the better thing. Now, unless you are really having a serious recognition of something. But even then, you still can have some humor. It's not like it has to be totally serious, everybody crying because they're all sad. Have fun with when you are celebrating. Kimmy, can you think of anything else on the win part?
No, just make it any time I mean, everybody's time is so precious, and it's hard to find a time when everybody can all get together, but, you know, think outside of the box, before school, during school, after school, on a weekend. It could be an informal evening thing, or just end of the year dance, or, you know, anything like that. But make sure, you know, it can be formal, can be informal. You can have just snacks. You can have a whole meal. You can have just desserts. That would be my, yeah, that's how I would go. Yeah.
Cheesecake.
Definitely.
Cheesecake. Yeah.
Definitely.
One of the things I thought of is your first club meeting, and you can do it for your first board meeting too, but hand out these little blower things. Very inexpensive, and hooray for our club. I mean, it's that simple. We are going to have a wonderful school year, even with everything that's going on this year. Who knows what school is going to look like, but we are going to have a good school year. And this could even, I mean, don't get yourself in trouble, but this could even become something that happens all year long, that anytime there's a fun celebration, we have a simple celebration like that. It can be so easy, but the big thing is do it all the time. Make sure you're doing it all the time. That's the most important thing. So let's go on to give them some ideas of how they can celebrate.
Yes. You know, you can do it a whole year in review if you want to, you know, kind of a PowerPoint thing. You could actually have it at the end of your, like your installation of officers, or do it on your incoming, outgoing board members. You could do it then, but include everybody who had a part in it. Make sure you do that. Administration, parents, of course, the members, anybody who had anything to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. The who, you know, think about, you might want to do different celebrations for different groups.
Yeah.
So, you know, that way, we didn't forget anybody. If we do all the teachers, or we do all the club members, or, you know, how we do it. And then those of you that have been to camp before, you know, on Thursday night, we have the banquet. And that is a time when Cheryl shows appreciation to the staff, and the staff shows appreciation to Cheryl. So there are lots of ways to do things. Just need to decide what works for your school. Like Kimmy said, time is precious, and you got to find, does during school work better? Does an evening work better? Right after school? You know, at some schools it might work to have a breakfast type celebration. If you know, if that's what works, do it. There's no really right or wrong way of how to do it. Just do what works for your school. And formal versus informal, I'm all for desserts, you know, but or whether it's going to be a planned thing or if it's going to be a surprise. That gets real tricky when you want to have a surprise, but boy, howdy, if you can pull it off, it's wonderful. It really is. I even thought, with what's going on right now with everything and social distancing and whatnot, maybe you could have some kind of drive-in celebration through the parking lot, or if you know, some schools you can drive around the football field. You know, think about those kinds of ways that maybe you can do a celebration that way. Before the end of the school, one of our teachers had all of us send a picture to her, and she put a video thing together to put onto Facebook for the kids to watch. So you can do something like that. Not me, I'm not techie enough, but somebody that's techie enough that knows how to do that, have them put a video together like that of just, it was just still pictures and we were all holding signs. But even that can be really, really cool. Okay.
You may even need to make it virtual. A virtual award banquet on Zoom or Facebook or YouTube or something like that. And one thing I thought of, I want to do a little spiel for Oriental Trading. You can get some of these things. Oriental Trading has a ton of this stuff, party stuff, for very, very cheap. And I haven't, there you go. I haven't been on Oriental Trading for a while since COVID, but I mean, they're fast. They were really fast about getting stuff to you. So, if you can
and it's not expensive.
It's not, it's cheap, very cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
you can get a whole bag of like these for cheap. So it's not like you have to put a lot of money into it either. So I know
And the more you
when I
buy, the
was,
cheaper it is.
that's true too. That's true too. And I know when I was president, for every board meeting, I had some little something for my board members. You know, whether it was a piece of bubble gum, you know, and said, you know, you make my life bubble, or you're bubbly good, or think of little puns like that that you can put with candy or something like that, because you can buy a bag of candy and, you know, it's fairly easy to do. What about Kimmy? What do you think about different kinds of entertainment or programs?
Well, you know, you could have, well, since I'm a music teacher, the first thing I think of is you could have any of your kids that are in KAY that are also in vocal or band. You could have, or you could have them perform, or you could bring someone in, you know, that will entertain you for free. and anyway, there's lots of ways. You know, forensics. Sometimes those forensics kiddos have super funny IDAs or things like that. Things they just have to do on a whim. Those are fun to have too. So you might think about those three things.
Yeah, and it's not like you have to, oh, we've got to rack our brain and find somebody to come in from outside. If you look around your school, you probably have oodles of talent that somebody could come in and do something. And that really, in lots of ways, that means more than having somebody from outside that they don't know come in and do something. It makes it more personal if it's people right there. I know we had a custodian retire a couple of years ago at Burton. He'd been there, I mean, he was probably as old as the building. He'd been there forever. And so the choir teacher had her high school kids rewrite some words, kind of like we do morning reports, that those of you that have been to camp. And they rewrote I can't even think what the song was now, but they had him sit in the middle of the gym and they stood around him and they all sang this made up song to him. And I mean, it was just hilarious and it was fun and everybody had a good time, and it really meant a lot to him that they had done that. So that's another something you could do, is rewrite words to a song. It's not that hard. It really isn't. You can do it. I know you can. And I think Kimmy mentioned earlier about the PowerPoint or showing what you've done throughout the year. That I think is very important to get that in, because it goes back and you can go, oh, we did do that, remember? And because the year can become a blur and you can forget about what's going on. And then when you know, we do that at camp too. And we take pictures all week long and then we show them. And it's like, wow, all of that happened in 4 days. Wow, that's unbelievable. So you can see how much you've accomplished in all that time. I think that's really important. Let's see, Kimmy, how about I've got the bottom of, I'm looking at our outline here, and you guys, I think, can get an outline. You can go online and copy this off. So I hope you're not, I should have said that at the beginning, so you're not trying to write things down real fast, because you can get a copy of this outline. We talked about, you know, little things, the thank you notes on paper. I can't stress that enough. I think that is a lost art. And I hate to see that go away. That really needs to happen, even in this digital age. I think the paper needs to happen. Another thing that some things I thought of is like maybe a squirt gun salute. Everybody gets a squirt gun or a squirt bottle. I choose squirt bottles because I don't want my preschoolers to have the squirt guns, so we do squirt bottles. But everybody has a squirt bottle, and they squirt into an arch, or, you know, something like that. We just had a lady that used to be the secretary here at school turned 95. And so they had a parade by her house, and the fire trucks here in town, she's right across from the school. So they were in the school parking lot doing an arch with the fire trucks, with the water. It was so cool. So think about things like that that you could do too. Kimmy, can you think of some other things down here that we've
We mentioned that these clappers, these are fun, and
Yeah.
they come smaller. You don't have to big, huge, gigantic size, but we used these at camp one year. That's why I have it, I think.
Yeah.
It's in my box of stuff. And you can do gummy frogs and say totally awesome. Totally, get it, totally.
Yes, totally.
And whoppers, what a whopper of a job. You can, but the corny the better. Hershey hugs, you deserve a hug. You can do Mountain Dew, my lights went off in my room. You can do Mountain Dew, Yahoo, we're through. You know, you can do all sorts of things like that. So just think outside the box. You guys have even more ideas than we do. So yeah.
I know one thing you could do is buy a package of bows, and you could go around and put a tag on them that says, "Thank you for being you. Thank you for being the gift that you are." And you could, and they've already got sticky stuff on them. You could put a stick of bow on everybody's locker of, you know, "Thank you for being you. You're a gift." There are just so many things that you could do. One thing, Kimmy, can you think of anything else before we kind of go through and show them some things to think of?
I think I'm on the back page.
Okay.
If
So
you are.
what we want to do, usually at camp, we would have you guys sit down and kind of break up and think through planning a project, planning a celebration, just so you have that under your belt one time to try. So Kimmy and I are going to try to do that for you. We're going to kind of throw ideas back and forth, and you know, the board may come up with what the main idea is, but then the club needs to come up with how we're going to do that, so it becomes yours, and it's not just the board dictating what the club needs to do. So what we're going to do is, our sponsor, Mrs. Periwinkle, is going to retire, and we have got to recognize her. But one of the ideas that came up was we should do a Western barbecue. What do you think, Kimmy?
I think it's good, but I don't know that she likes barbecue stuff.
Oh, so what could we do? Okay, what things does she like?
She likes teacups. She collects teacups.
She does. She has some sitting in her room, doesn't she?
Yes, she does, all over.
She does. So what if we did a tea party, our own version of a tea party?
Oh, she would love that.
We could get, you know, the little plastic, do they still have the little cups, that the little handles that pop out, so they're like a teacup?
Yes,
I don't know if they do or not, but we could all
Oriental trading.
Yes, we could. Okay, so if we do some kind of tea party for Mrs. Periwinkle, what committees do we need to set up in our club to get this going?
One idea I thought of, wouldn't it be cool to make her a scrapbook? We could maybe make have a committee just to make her a little appreciative scrapbook, and you know, put in articles that maybe were in the paper, or you know, just to remind her of our year and the years that she has been our sponsor, and help her to remember.
Okay, so we need a scrapbook committee. That's one. Let's see, we'll have to decide what time we want to do this. So we probably need a committee to work on a place and time of when they want to do that. And decorating. We got to decorate. So we'll need a decorating committee.
Yeah.
Food. We've got food. So we need a refreshment committee.
Definitely.
What else? See, so if we have food and the tea party, decorating, scrapbook.
Will it be a surprise? We need to figure out, will it be a surprise, or should we make it a planned thing?
Yeah, that would be something else we need to decide. Yeah, and when the program to go along with that.
If it's entertainment or whatever.
Yes, and how we're gonna. Should we get her a gift? What should we get her?
A tiara.
Oh, a boa. Don't they wear boas at tea parties?
No, but we should get her a nice gift, like
Oh, what if we could
teacup.
find her a blue and gold teacup?
Oh,
That's on the
oh,
saucer.
perfect. That pulls it all together.
Yes, and so we need a committee to find the gift and work on that, the gift presentation. So,
Great.
okay, I think we came up with several things there to show you how you need to brainstorm, and there would be more than two of you throwing ideas back and forth. And remember, there are no dumb ideas. If you throw out an idea, that's going to make somebody else think of something that they'll throw out an idea, and then you'll think of something, and the
That's
ideas
right.
will just start bouncing. So,
That is
Kimmy,
exactly right.
can you think of anything else that we haven't covered of a way to?
There's a few things just on the back of our paper that, like, you could do. You could celebrate KAY Spirit Week.
Oh yeah, and that is in December, right?
Yes, in December. And then each day you could make it about a different color. White for health, green for recreation, that kind of thing. A PJ party or a lock-in, something like that. I've got written down, you could do the barbecue picnic thing at the lake or a park.
We can do that.
Yeah, a cookie exchange.
Oh.
Yeah, and they could be bought or made or homemade, either one.
Yeah, maybe you could get the cooks involved and they could make the cookies, and then each person gets a cookie to decorate. Maybe they draw a name and they have to decorate a cookie for that person. And you have a cookie exchange.
That's right. And what do they call it? Appreciation buddies. You could draw names and just give the person that you drew the name of, give them something little. That might be. We have what we call a spring fever reliever. That might be when it's like usually February, and everybody gets kind of in the doldrums, and maybe something like that. You could draw appreciation buddies and do something for that buddy you drew. That might be another idea.
You could even easily come up with something that would go for each month if you want to get that in depth about it. There's
Definitely.
and I have a book called Celebrations, and I don't have it with me. I can't remember who it's by, but it has special days for every day of the month. There is a national something day every day of the month. Matter of fact, I just saw this morning, today is National Hot Dog Day. Just so you know, the day we're recording this is National Hot Dog Day. So, I mean, fine, and I know you guys that know tech, get on the computer and you can find what day is today and build around that.
Exactly.
To have fun with. Just to build spirit and show people that, hey, I'm so glad you're here. This is such a wonderful thing. Just little things like that they will mean a lot, and they'll go a long ways.
And BYOB, bring your own banana. I've heard someone doing that. That definitely goes back to the dessert thing. You could do an ice cream sundae bar or a banana split. Have a banana split party, and bring your own banana kind of thing. Yep. That would be fun.
Yeah. I know when I was in high school, and it was a long time ago. You can go ahead and you can say that it was a long time ago. But the incoming freshmen, we would get a hold of their parents so they knew what was going on, and make sure that they were wearing pajamas the night that we were doing this. But we would go and get them like at 6 a.m. and bring them to the commons area, and we would have breakfast for them. And then we would get them home so they could get dressed and changed to come to school. But that was a special way of welcoming them into the K Club. And yeah, we did that when I was in high school. But the parents knew what was going on ahead of time, and it was all done very smoothly, and nobody was embarrassed, and we weren't trying to tease anybody or anything. Right. It was just a way to welcome them into the K Club and show them, hey, we're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna love this thing.
Oh.
So things like that you gotta think everything through of who do we got to get permission from to do this, and who do we need to include, and but there is no right or wrong way. I think that's
Right.
the good way to say it. But just,
And I got on, I mean, I just put in showing appreciation in Google. I mean, there's tons and tons. I wrote down tons of sites. The 60 simple ideas for showing appreciation. And I mean, there was just so many great ideas to use, you guys know to use the internet. That's the first thing you guys think of, and it's probably the last thing we think of. So do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for the book to look through, and you guys just type it in and find it. So, but that's important to do. Like Kimmy said, there are so many ways to do it that please don't forget to do it, and say thank you, and celebrate everything.
Definitely.
Every little thing. You know what? If we get to be in the buildings for school, celebrate that big time. That we are in the building. I don't care if you say you don't like school. No, I'm sorry. You're in the building. Celebrate that.
That's right.
And just have fun with it. I think that's the most important thing.
Have fun.
Yay! All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you got some ideas, and have a great school year.
Bye-bye.
Bye.